Well, miracles do happen, Vossi. That's all part of the nines. They'll be in there swinging, won't they, Block?
Well, I think they will be too. They're a tough side, tough opponents to play against. If you're a little bit off, they'll put it straight on you.
Now we're up to 140 tries for the tournament after that 9-try effort by the Kiwis. Reece Martin has been solid for them. And they are ready to go. Mixture of players. Well, these days, the Kumuls, they play in all parts of the world. There's those playing in the north of England. There's some in the Intra-Super Cup, sprinkling across the NRL, in the Super League, and indeed local players from PNG. It's been great having the PNG Hunters in the Intra-Super Cup, obviously. A better pathway now for their players.
And this is what they'd be waiting for to play against Australia too. I know the other games would have meant a lot to them, but this is the one that they all can tell their grandkids.
Well, I know I've interviewed Brad Fittler in the past, and he talks about the most memorable test matches of his career, and he still lists a test against Papua New Guinea in PNG as one of the highlights of his career. He was just blown away by the atmosphere and the fans and the support as a young fella up there. So the passion and pride of Papua New Guinea goes on show. Underway in the last of the qualifying matches in the men's side of the draw. And it is Nathan Brown, one of the Parramatta Eels in this Kangaroos squad, bringing the ball back on play number 1. They're giving everyone a bit of a start in this one. Jai Arrow, Campbell Graham in the starting side. Here's a kick from inside the 30. No fullback at home. Here's the chase. Daly Cherry Evans putting the foot down, and back came Cole Labor, lost it. And Cherry Evans' persistence and effort is rewarded with a try.
Yeah, early start for the Kangaroos. A kick on early tackles from Ben Hunt. Cherry Evans, the only chaser, getting down the ground. The Papua New Guinea side came in numbers, but just couldn't quite clean it up. And then Cherry Evans just picks it up and puts it over the line Block.
Gee, that's good play there from the Australians. They would have been expecting the New Guineans to come off out of the line and put some pressure on. Out of dummy half, as you mentioned, the third tackle, the kick from Hunt, the chase is on. Unfortunately, a little bit of a bobble from the New Guineans at the back end, and scooped up. And Australia open the scoring. Good tactics.
So unlucky for Kyle Labert. He had put the huge ones in to get back there. He won the race to the ball, but it came loose. And now the short kick-off restart. Ben Hunt picks it up, tips it back. Jai Arrow's got the ball. And Jai Arrow with it, 20 away from the Papua New Guinea line. So all Australian possession at the moment. And they're inside the 20. Hunt taking from the left. There's the skip out. Kalen Ponga's pass. And Australia score back-to-back. Campbell Graham, one for the Rabbitohs fans there.
Yeah, well done. They just pushed up. Another good play there from Hunt to start the kick-off. He got the footy back. Ponga into space. Skips on the outside. You won't get an easier one than that. Australia in back-to-back. Good play from Hunt early in this game.
Good play from Ponga as well, isn't it? We haven't seen a lot of him through this tournament, but expect him when the fire gets hot. He'll be around the action, no doubt about that.
Nice moment there for Campbell Graham. Scored a try last week in the Prime Minister's 13 match. He was the 11th hour inclusion with the non-appearance of Blake Ferguson. Campbell Graham was the beneficiary of that, getting the call-up. And then with Curtis Scott out, he gets his call-up here. So making the most of it. Curtis Scott originally picked in the squad, as was Cody Walker, and that's the reason why Daly Cherry Evans is playing. So it's on the way of the 2 late entries into the Australian side here against the Kumuls 3 minutes into the contest. And a 10-0 scoreline. And this is the first time that PNG have had the ball. Stargroth Amin to play it. Now up for Puara Jr. They play side by side over, well, in the championship this year they did, but they're headed down to League One with the Barrow Raiders. Long pass at the back. Australia prepared to attack from anywhere. Ruben Garrick. Very happy for this young fella. He was another one that there's a number of players in their rookie season that are here playing for Australia. As Ponga across field. He's almost gone the entire width. Now he'll go back from where he came. That is a zig and a zag in that run. Moses and Josh Adokar among those rested from this match. Tyson Frizzell with the ball, hoping to catch up with the Fox after half-time during this one. Kevich, your job to see if you can make him laugh. Fafita's out there, from down, strong defence. Nixon put Fafita onto his back. Plenty of failed at trying to do that. Ponga working to the right for AJ Brimson. Kick through and taken dead by Justin Olam.
Yeah, nice skills there from Brimson. Just rolling the ball through behind the line. There's no fullback at home. Winger has to cover that and run it over the dead ball line. Another set of 6 here.
It's a good calm play there from Brimson coming into the side. Didn't think he'd want to overplay his hand, just ease his way into it. I'd like to see him get in the clear because he has got some pace.
Decent drop out. It was Brimson fielding it and linking up with Kyle Felt to run. Kyle Felt, all but the tackle of Daniel Russell, the young cowboy on the veteran cowboy of sorts there. Cherry Evans back for Frizzell. 7 from the line. A third try could be imminent here for the Aussies. Out of dummy half, it may present itself. It will for AJ Brimson. So he's got a try with an Australian jersey on his back.
Yeah, good to see him with the confidence to get in there. I don't think the New Guineans' defence has been that bad. Just they've got him on the back foot a couple of times. If a speed out of dummy half there, Brimson gets over to the strike for the Aussies. He'll be happy about that one.
He'd be enjoying that. It is difficult marking up against these Australians.
Oh dear.
Cherry Evans hits the upright.
Just on AJ Brimson, Kevy, and we've seen him star at fullback and then he's played in the halves. Where do you think he will end up?
Well, I think finally in the halves, but I think for the time being he'll be a fullback. I like his attitude towards the game, both in defence and attack. Ben Hunt going short again, and another ball to Australia. Yeah, I think he'll end up in the halves, Bossy, but geez, he's quite a player, very dynamic.
Little stab again from Hunt on the restart. Arrow coming up with the ball, and now Cherry Evans. So Papua New Guinea with virtually no ball at all in this first half. Brown offloading there to Kyle Felt. In fact, I'll bring up those stats. They've had only one set. The poor old Kumuls side here, and only 4 play the balls in this first half. Now with Cherry Evans flung down in the tackle of Olam at 14 points to 0. Arrow to the right side for Hunt. Hard ball there to catch for Gutherson. Gutherson tried to kick. Lucky ricochet. There's the ball. It's gathered by Boas. But there you go. An offside play against PNG. Accidental offside. So Australia get it because of that. Came off Simbican into a teammate. So change over, no scrum. I tell you something too, no one's missing scrums, folks. The only time you see a scrum in 9s is a double knock on. I think you see better quality product. Felt, and then out to Graham. Oh, that's soft. Campbell, Graham, one bump and over, and he's got a double.
Yeah, missed tackle there on the far left edge. Look at this flat passing here for Australia. Ben Hunt does well to straighten up the attack, and just a long pass from Ponga. Just catch and pass, really. That tackle should have been made. That's one of the easy tries that Campbell Graham will score in his career.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that he was able to bump away from the defender there like that, but Graham got himself down low, bumps away. I really like to see what Nathan Brown is doing, or young Brown is doing in this side for Australia. He runs the ball at the same pace, whether he's playing against New Guinea or whether he's playing in the NRL.
Smart play blocker by Ben Hunt. He's had them fooled. They thought short kick off in front. They've come in tight. He sees space on the left. He drives it hard for the sideline. And Australia get the ball again. So Papua New Guinea about to set a record. Now we're 8 minutes into the game and they've had 4 play the balls for Fafita. It's almost not fair for the Kumuls.
No, playing against the best team in the world.
That's right. And they're 7 from 7. Frizzell with it. Australia's made In total, 9 tackles in those 4 plays. And there's Ponga floating it over the top, and Campbell Graham couldn't get to it. So in the final 30 seconds, Papua New Guinea will ruin all those stats and have a couple of play the balls.
Yeah, they've been starved of possession. That's the way to win these 9 games. Starve the opposition of possession block.
Well, I don't think they've played that bad, actually. I know the scoreline looks like it has, but
they haven't had the ball to play bad.
I reckon they're defended pretty well. I reckon they've been gutsy.
That's right. You couldn't say anything about their attack because we haven't seen them with the ball. We don't know how they're attacking. Might have 10 tries in there. Cross for Russell. He's a likely lad, isn't he? Cowboys think he's a player of promise. And that is the half done. So Australia dominating here. Plenty of possession. Campbell Graham a couple of tries. AJ Brimson a try. Daly Cherry Evans a try. And at half-time, final qualifying game, Australia 18, Papua New Guinea 0. Australia set to remain unbeaten through the qualifying matches here, as Samoa have done in qualifying. With Papua New Guinea. They will keep having a crack. Those stats again from the first half. Australia 87% of possession. And the Kumuls just 7 plays with the ball in the entire half. 7 play the balls.
It's a show of Australia's class as well, isn't it, to maintain possession and score tries. And Ben Hunt's been very tricky with his drop-out restarts. He's kicked 1 long, 1 over the sideline, 1 short, all getting possession back for Australia.
We'll have a very special guest on the sideline in a moment. Josh Adokar will join the commentary team. He's going to do an audition. Maybe
is he out of the den
next year?
Is he out of the den?
He's faster than you, Kevy. He might be. He's faster than nearly everyone, I would think. Kick-off fielded by Simbican. And the Kumuls with it 21 metres away from their own line. So Labert on now for Talita. Let's bring the Fox into the commentary. I must say, Josh, we first got to see you play 9s rugby league for the West Tigers. Was it 2016 and you started then? You are made for this sort of footy. You must love it.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's when they come out with the concept at the start of the year, I really wanted to obviously make the side, but there's a lot of open space as you've seen last night and today. It's good for the fans, I suppose.
Yeah, Josh, what have you made of the Aussies' first half performance here in that 9 minutes?
Yeah, well, we've been playing most of their footy in their end, so I think they've only had 1 attacking set in our end, so that just goes to show the scoreboard, and possession is key in this game.
Fox, so many great players in the Australian side. Pretty hard to get the ball out there.
Yeah, it is, bro. Yeah. You're always tired, but like you said, we've got Caleb Ponga and all these sort of guys like David Fafita that have that talent to break the line and do what they do best.
Now, Josh, there's been plenty of raps, and rightly so. Regan Grace, who we saw play for Wales, as Australia kicked downfield. It should be cleaned up here by Simbican. He's going back for it and comes up with a ball, but Australia will get a penalty. In fact,
dangerous.
You still think you're the fastest man at the tournament? They said you get caught. You can't even run through speed zones, through school zones.
Yeah, I got me fine last night. But yeah, no, there's obviously a lot of fast guys in this tournament, but I'd like to think I'm the fastest, but you just never know. Never know.
Well, surely the Fox has got some gas left for the semi-final and the final.
Yeah, got a little rest now. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of games.
You're dirty about getting a rest? You'd like to be out there, wouldn't you?
Not against the Kumuls, mate. They hit hard. That's good, mate. That's good.
You have the best laugh in rugby league after the retirement of Jonathan Thurston. Thanks for joining us, Josh.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
The Fox, Josh Adokar. Great character and great player to watch. As here is Cherry Evans firing across. Australia looking for another try. The Pappenhausen alarm, Kevy. We thought we were going to have to sound it. He passed to Gutherson. Gutherson's over.
Yeah, just the skills there of Pappenhausen. Not a big man, but showed great skill to get the ball free and offload it. Watch this, just good smooth hands from the Aussies. Good footwork, and then the ability to offload. Excellent try there from Australia.
Yeah, it certainly was. Just everything he does 100 miles an hour, Pappenhausen. He's very tough too. I think he's underestimated in that area. 3 in the tackle that time, offloads the football over the top. And Gutho, what is that? Should be playing for the Lebanese side, I think. One of those dances.
The Gutho dance.
How long to come up with that title for the dance, Kevin?
Yeah.
Bit of thought in that.
Bit of thought, yeah, certainly.
Cherry Evans on the restart of play. 22-0. Australia against Papua New Guinea. Give them some possession. I mean, see what they've got, the Kumuls. Certainly no complacency. The Australians showing respect against Papua New Guinea, and they're defending just as strong now with a scoreline one-sided, and they've come up with it because of that pressure in defence. Time for Fafita to run. And great defence by the Kumuls there. Driving in was Watson Boas on Fafita. It's the second time in the game he's been handled well. Cherry Evans with it this time. Threw it down at the legs of Frizzell. And there's a knock-on against Australia, so changeover right there.
Yeah, just getting a bit sloppy here, the Australians. See if the Kumuls can put some attack on here and maybe get a try.
Well, all of them now, PNG have knocked on. Olam slipped the pass back and it's knocked on. Now Australia will get the ball back. See, we'd have 2 scrums there back-to-back there. I don't miss scrums, Kevy, at all.
Particularly now they're not a contest. It's just a restart of play.
So let's just have scrums, a double knock-ons, all kicks over the sideline. That'd do.
Well, you blokes are gibberers. I'll miss them. Where am I going to put my melon?
That's right.
Well,
you can have a screensaver of a scrum.
I'm going to play a bunny scrum. Bunny 1, bunny 2, bunny 3.
Ponga steps, does a third step, then looked to flick. He almost threw it forward. Hard to pass to AJ Primson, who was in front of him. 8 metres from the line. Australia already 5 tries. Back it comes. Pappenhausen's kick. Will it sit up? It won't. PNG ball for Fafita. Was close, but not close enough.
Well, what about the confidence? Pappenhausen there. I know he got the offload a little bit earlier for the try. This time just puts in the little grubber kick. They don't care how they play, these guys. Wonderfully skilled. The ball just a little bit too much on it that time.
In this match alone, you've got Pappenhausen and Garrick, who both were in their rookie seasons in the NRL. So it's a fine achievement. And then you look at the ages of Brimson, Fafita. You forget how young Ponga is, Graham. Now from just outside the 40, the chase is being led by Simbican. He doesn't come up with a ball. It is Ahmed with a ball. He's 5 away from the line. Stargroth was almost over. Simbican with it. There for Reece Martin. They're trying to work it all the way across. Kyle Labert kept alive for Moses Meninga. And Meninga is held, but they're offside, Australia.
Well, a good bit of defensive work here, having to be done by Australia. With a penalty.
No, Moses Meninga not sure whether he's got to play it or tap it.
He's got to tap it, lad.
They take it off him. Puara Jr. Now for Meninga to take another run at them, then offload. Puara Jr. again with the ball, darting about the place. And he was trying to open up for Edwin Apapi. Australia have possession, and play on is the call for Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans! Well, that was a bludger.
Looked like it slipped out of his hands there that time, Cherry Evans.
Can't call it a classic second half, fellas.
No, fallen away a little bit. The Australians just not finding their mark with their catching and passing.
Now Papua New Guinea, can they come up with a try? Reece Martin, they've kept it alive on the right side. And again Edwin Apapi. His hands are turned to Dolphins flippers. Sadly, Edwin at the crucial moment, he's put down 2 in a row.
Yeah, things looking promising there, weren't they? Just a little inside pass.
Ooh, a little bit of white line fever there. You might have saw the line.
There's a few green jumpers still floating around their block.
So Australia back in possession. Campbell Graham with the ball, but 22-0 scoreline. You've got to call what you see. Not a lot has happened since half-time. Little reminder what they're capable of. Injury in the ranks. Sad end of the day for Stargroth Amin there. Now Cherry Evans from inside the 40. Hasn't got the hook on it. Where's Ed O'Carr? Can he run in off the bench to it? Back goes Lewis.
Boys, Nathan Brown for Australia probably out of this game and probably out of the tournament. Left ankle injury. He is currently having ice applied to it. Socks off, boots off. We've probably seen the end of the Parramatta reel for the day.
Oh, disappointing for Nathan. The semi-final and possibly final around the corner. If you missed the game before this one, Sean Johnson with an ankle problem as well. Talita to play it. Papua New Guinea inside their 30. Russell with a kick over the top. Ponga's got it covered. Here comes the king. Gutherson is with the ball. Galloping upfield. Now Pappenhausen's got it. Kevy's got
Sound
his
the alarm, Locker!
He's going to sound it. He sounded the alarm. Back for Jayaro to score. Jayaro scores an Australian try that has covered almost 60 metres.
He's got some pace, hasn't he? And some skill, Pappenhausen. The pass back on the inside. Jayaro just keeps himself alive back on the inside in the middle third. He's there, takes the ball, goes over unopposed. Gee, we've got some wonderful young players with speed.
Sadly, for some of these Titans players, have had more wins this weekend than they had all season for the Gold Coast. Here's Arrow with a shot at goal, and it is a horror. So there you have it. Australia complete their qualifying rounds with a 26-0 shutout of Papua New Guinea. The 4 semi-finalists decided. Australia, England, New Zealand, Samoa are all through. And Australia beating Papua New Guinea 26 points to 0.